Forgiveness. Easier said than done, right? Because if a person has wronged us in word or deed, the natural response is to get even, seek revenge, and never associate with that person again. But how should true Christians react when the actions or comments of others have hurt them or their loved ones? Dear viewers, welcome to another episode of The Solution. I'm your host, Donald Pinnock. According to the Bible, how should true Christians react when experiencing the emotional or physical pain inflicted by others against our person or those of our family? 1 Peter 3, 8-9 states the following: "Finally, all of you have unity of spirit, sympathy, love of the brethren, a tender heart, and a humble mind. Do not return evil for evil, or reviling for reviling, but on the contrary, bless. For to this you have been called, that you may obtain a blessing." This Bible teaching admonishes members of the Church of Christ that they should not take matters into their own hands if someone does evil against them or their loved ones. Instead, what should be done? Well, the Bible states that we should bless the wrongdoer. Now, some others may find this teaching difficult to accept. They may even comment, "Don't I have the right to get even or vengeance against those who have offended me or my family?" But what does the Bible teach concerning vengeance? Do we have the right to do so? Here in Romans 12 and verses 19, the Bible states this: "Never take your own revenge, beloved, but leave room for the wrath of God. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord." God alone has the right to take vengeance if He deems it just or right to do so. That is why we are taught to never take our own revenge. And why shouldn't we do so? Well, because both parties would then be guilty of sin. And if that's the case, then both parties should be punished. Of course, we don't want that to happen. So how can we overcome that initial compulsion to lash out at those who caused us emotional or physical pain, or the same when it comes to our family members? Well, here in Ephesians 4, and the verses are 32 and 26, the Bible makes known the following unto us: "Instead, be kind and tender-hearted to one another, and forgive one another, as God has forgiven you through Christ. If you become angry, do not let your anger lead you into sin, and do not stay angry all day." Dear viewers, we should not let our anger lead us into sin. Instead, as we learned earlier, we should allow God to mete out justice if He considers it necessary. But for us, we should be prepared to forgive others. What in turn should be our aim as we make our way through life to avoid being offended or being the cause of offense to others as much as possible? Well, here in 1 Thessalonians, the chapter is 4, and the verses are 11 to 12, let us read. "Make it your aim to live a quiet life, to mind your own business, and to earn your own living, just as we told you before. In this way, you will win the respect of those who are not believers, and you will not have to depend on anyone for what you need." Nothing can compare to the quiet life of an individual or a family. We focus on taking care of our own business, and we are careful not to interfere in the business of others. Now, many would respect such a life and family, and this bodes well for us to make our way through life, avoid being the cause of offense or being offended by others. And finally, releasing the weight of unforgiveness can allow us to move forward by letting go of any anger, resentment, or hostility. As Christians, let us practice compassion, empathy, and understanding. If you know someone who can benefit from this episode, please forward the link to them. And as always, if you or a loved one are facing challenges or adverse situations in life, please contact us through the link below. And through God's words as written in the Holy Bible, let us come to the solution together.